Salwete, we're continuing with 220 to 227. The snakes are feeding upon Laocoon's kids and himself. Here we go. Ille simul manibus tendit divellere nodos, perfusus sanie vitas atroque veneno, clamore simul horrendo sad sidera tollet. Ille, he, that guy, meaning Laocoon, he's subject. Simul, you could say at the same time or that very moment. Tendit, strives, contends to, strives to divellere, to untangle the nodos, the knots. And how does he try to do it? Manibus, with his hands. A word that this describes Laocoon, perfusus, soaked with sanie, with blood or gore, atroque veneno, and black venom. Tasty here. Soaked with blood and black venom. And then vitas, these are headbands that he wears as a priest. And it's an accusative, which we're going to say accusative of respect. Perfused or soaked with blood and black venom with respect to his headbands. So this is just telling us a little more in detail how he is soaked with blood and black gore. His headbands apparently, and probably hair too, are all soaked with the blood and black venom. So one more time. He himself, at the same time, tries or strives to untangle the knots of the snakes with his hands, soaked with blood and black venom with respect to his headbands. And at the same time, we got some anaphora going on here, at the same time, and at that moment also he tollet, he raises, clamores horrendos, horrible shouts, a way of saying he shouted in a poetic way. He raises horrible shouts, ad sidera, to the stars. Hyperbole here, obviously, to the stars, but it emphasizes just how gruesome this is. And now we have a little simile here. Qualis mugitus fugit cum saucius aram, taurus set incert excusit cervice securim. Qualis, just like the mugitus, the mooing or the lowing subject, just like the mooing. Cum, this cum is a little out of place, usually it would be over here. When, and now we have in this clause a, let's see here, well this whole thing is going to be the rest of it. And I guess you could have to put in an est. Just like there is mooing, cum, when a saucius taurus, a wounded bull, and those go together, so make sure you connect those on different lines, some enjambment. Just like a wounded bull, like when a wounded bull, sorry, cum is when here, just like when, just like there is mooing when a wounded bull has fled, fugit, the aram, the altar, and has shaken off, excusit, has shaken off the incertam securim, the unsure axe, and then cervice, a cervice, from its neck. I put an a here, that's an a, from its neck, the ablative. Now what's going on here? Well, Laocoon is mooing, or hollering, just like the bull that has been wounded by someone trying to slaughter it at the altar. And this is a nice and appropriate simile because, remember, that was what Laocoon was doing before these snakes came for him when we first started this lesson. He was sacrificing a bull at the altar, and then the snakes came. So we're brought back to that image of the bull that we saw earlier. And Laocoon is now the one being slaughtered by the snakes, and his bellowing is similar. He's not dead yet, and he's wounded, just like a bull would flee the altar if it was wounded. And why was it just wounded and not killed? Because the axe, the sekurim, was unsure. So whoever was slaughtering the bull in this case only cut the neck part way, and the bull was still living, and ran off from the altar mooing in pain, and shook off the unsure axe from the unsure axe from its neck. And that's a pretty gruesome sight to behold, as is this sight here. So this is a simile comparing the clamores horrendos of Laocoon, the horrible shouts, to the mugitus of a bull that someone has tried to slaughter but missed. So one more time, just like there is mooing when a wounded bull has fled the altar and has shaken off the unsure axe from its neck. These are perfect tenses here. At gemini lapsu delubrad summa dracone se fugiunt saevaeque petunt tritonidis arcem sub pedibusque deiae clipeique sub orbe teguntur. But gemini dracones, but the twin snakes, like dragons, remember they're sea monsters, but the twin snakes, lapsu, this is ablative, with a glide, or in the manner of a gliding motion, lapsu. But the twin snakes in a glide, effugiunt, flee from Laocoon, who's now been killed, or dying, we assume. They flee de lubra ad summa, to the summa de lubra, to the highest temples, de lubra, or templa, and they seek, or they head for, the citadel, meaning the temple, of Saiwai Tritonidis. So this is verb, direct object, with petunt, and this is genitive here. Tells us what citadel, or what high point of the city it is. Tritonidis Saiwai, of savage Tritonian one, which is, Tritonian one is Athena, or Minerva. And she was hostile to the Greeks because of this, because they took her image, and there was also the rape of Cassandra, and supposedly this horse was built for Athena, so it kind of makes sense that the snakes would attack Laocoon, who defiled the horse or mistreated it by throwing a spear at it, and then they would go to Athena's temple, to whom this horse is supposed to be an offering to, and they would hang out there. So it kind of connects the dots here for the Trojans. Okay, let's continue. They fled to the highest... Let me just start from the beginning. But the twin snakes, with a gliding motion, fled to the highest temples, and they seek, or they flee, is present, and they seek the citadel of the savage Tritonian one, a.k.a. Athena, Minerva, and they teguntur, they are hidden. Teguntur, it's passive. They are hidden sub pedibus, and this is ablative with the preposition sub, under the feet, dei, of the goddess, genitive, and sub, under the orbe, under the circle, klipei, of her shield. So imagine it's this round shield, and she's got this shield, this part of the statue, and then they curl up under this shield and at the feet of the goddess. And they just hang out there in the temple. So one more time. But the twin snakes, with a gliding motion, lapsu, flee to the highest temples, and they seek the citadel of the savage Tritonian one, Athena, and are hidden under the feet of the goddess and under the circle of her shield. Dun, 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 dun. What are the Trojans going to do now? I think we know. They're going to heed this sign from the gods and take the horse into their city. Stay tuned. Wale.